This is Hacking the Human, how AI breaks your mind. In Lesson 1, we expose the AI revolution in social engineering, synthetic voices, cloned identities, and manipulation at machine speed. In Lesson 2, we harden the infrastructure, the router, the network. But today, we confront the vulnerability that no firmware update will ever patch. The one attack surface that has existed since the first human was deceived by the first lie, the human brain. In the year 2026, your attacker is no longer a lone criminal in a dark basement. They are a well-funded operator running AI tools. AI-powered deception pipelines at industrial scale. Their weapon of choice is the deepfake, a real-time AI-generated video or audio fabrication so convincing that your own eyes and ears will betray you. Today, I will teach you to stop trusting your senses blindly. I will show you how these attacks are constructed, why the human brain is biologically ill-equipped to detect them, and I will give you a concrete field-tested protocol to verify reality before you act on it. This is Lesson 3, the wetware exploit. Section 1. What is a deepfake and why 2026 is different? The word deepfake entered the public lexicon around 2017. Back then, the technology required thousands of photos and hours of processing. The results were eerie but detectable: wrong eye movements, blurred hairlines, unnatural skin texture. That era is over. In 2026, the barrier to entry has collapsed to near zero. An attacker needs only 3 to 5 seconds of audio, or a single high-resolution photograph to generate a convincing real-time clone. This is no longer a Hollywood post-production trick. It is a live, interactive, on-call deception engine. The model streams your face, your voice, your micro-expressions, and interpolated in real time using a technique called Neural Radiance Field Synthesis, or NRF. The result is an avatar that speaks, reacts, and responds as you do, indistinguishable from a legitimate video call to the untrained eye. The attack scenario is called CEO Fraud 2.0. In the original version, an attacker impersonated an executive over email. Today, a financial controller receives a live video call from their CFO. Their real face, their real voice, their real mannerisms. The controller is asked to authorize an urgent wire transfer to a new international account. In the first quarter of 2026, this single attack variant cost corporations worldwide an estimated $25 billion. The technology is not a future threat. It is an active epidemic. The reason it works is not technological. It is neurological. The human brain is not built for this threat. We are hardwired to trust faces. Our prefrontal cortex evolved to resolve social ambiguity by defaulting to the assumption of authenticity when you see a face you recognize. Your amygdala reduces its threat response. You relax, and that relaxation is precisely the crack the attacker needs. Section 2. The anatomy of a deepfake attack. To defend against an attack, you must first understand its architecture. A modern deepfake campaign follows a 4-phase pipeline. I call it HTSM: harvest, train, synthesize, manipulate. Phase 1. Harvest. Your attacker begins months before the call. They mine open source intelligence, or OSINT. LinkedIn gives them your title, your connections, your professional language. Your company's YouTube channel gives them 30 minutes of your CFO's voice and face. Instagram provides your CEO's gesture library. All of this is publicly available, legally gathered, and lethal in the hands of a well-configured AI pipeline. Phase 2. Train. The attacker feeds this data into a generative adversarial network, or GAN. One neural network generates the fake, another attempts to detect it. They compete until the fake is so convincing it defeats its own detector. This process, which once took weeks, now runs in under 2 hours on commodity cloud hardware. Phase 3. Synthesize. A voice cloning model is layered on top. The attacker types text, or simply speaks into a voice changer, and the system outputs your CFO's voice in real time, including breathing patterns, characteristic pauses, and regional accent features. The video and audio streams are merged and injected as a virtual camera and microphone into a standard video conferencing app. Zoom, Teams, Google Meet. They have no native capability to detect this. Phase 4. Manipulate. The attacker calls during a high-pressure moment, a Friday afternoon, an acquisition deadline, a crisis. They leverage urgency bias, the neurological tendency to bypass critical thinking under time pressure. The message is always some variant of, "I can't talk long. I need you to act now." Do not discuss this with anyone else. That final instruction is the tell. It is designed to isolate the target and prevent the one verification step that would have ended the attack. Section 3. The detection protocol, training your brain to see. Passive observation is insufficient. The attacker has designed the experience to defeat passive observation. You need active, adversarial verification. This is your detection protocol, the liveness test. Deepfake models are trained primarily on frontal faces. When a subject turns their head past approximately 45 degrees, the quality of the synthesis degrades measurably. Your first move in any unexpected, high-stakes video call should be to say, "I have a bad connection. Can you turn slightly and face a different light source?" A real person does this without thinking. A synthetic avatar will either refuse, glitch, or produce a brief but visible rendering artifact around the hairline or ear. This is your first filter. The pre-shared secret. This is the most robust countermeasure available. Before any crisis can occur, establish a verbal verification code with your team. Not a password, but a rotating challenge response pair known only to you and your colleagues. Something trivial, innocuous, and personal. In a call, "Hey, quick one. Can you tell me our word?" If they hesitate, if they deflect, if they say the system is only working one way today, the call is fake. Terminate it. Call back on a verified number. The temporal artifact scan. AI-generated video has a characteristic failure mode, temporal inconsistency. The background is perfect, the face is perfect, but the hair flickers when the subject moves rapidly. The earrings, the glasses frames, the collar of the shirt, look at the edges of things. Real cameras have motion blur and natural noise. Synthesis engines produce edges that are too clean. Then suddenly wrong. Train your eye to look at boundaries, not faces. Your attacker has optimized the face. The rest of the frame is where they run out of compute. The audiovisual desynchronization test. Lip sync is computationally expensive. Under stress, when the synthesis engine is running multiple parameters at once, there is often a millisecond lag between audio and lip movement. This is below conscious perception in normal viewing, but you can force it. Ask a rapid, unexpected question. Watch the mouth. Real humans begin articulating before they fully form the sound. Synthetic avatars produce a flat, simultaneous onset. Once you know what to look for, it becomes a reliable signal. Section 4. Institutional defenses. The Zero Trust Human Protocol. Individual detection skill is necessary but not sufficient. Attackers understand that individuals under pressure make mistakes. The architecture of your defense must therefore operate at the institutional level. We apply the same zero trust principle from Lesson 2, but now to human beings and processes. The two-channel rule. Any financial authorization or sensitive action requested over a single communication channel must be verified on a separate, independent channel before execution. If a request arrives by video call, confirmation must come by a direct phone call to a known number, or in person. This is not bureaucracy. It is the technical equivalent of multi-factor authentication applied to human decisions. No single data stream is trusted alone. The mandatory pause protocol. Your organization must formally designate certain triggers as mandatory pause points. These include any request involving financial transfer over a set threshold, any request to bypass standard procedure just this once, and any request accompanied by the phrase, "Don't tell anyone yet." When a trigger is met, the answer is always, "I will confirm and call you back." The attacker's entire model depends on continuous pressure. A pause detonates the bomb before it goes off. Digital watermarking and signed communications. In 2026, leading organizations are now implementing cryptographic signing for internal video calls. Using standards derived from C2PA, Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity, every legitimate internal video session carries an invisible, verifiable digital signature tied to the sender's authenticated hardware. An unsigned call from an internal colleague should raise an immediate flag. If your organization does not have this, advocate for it. The technology exists. The deployment is a policy decision, not a technical one. Section 5. The broader threat landscape, beyond the video call. Deepfakes are not limited to corporate fraud. In 2026, the threat has metastasized across every domain where identity and evidence are the currency of trust. Courtroom evidence tampering, AI-generated audio recordings and video evidence are now appearing in legal proceedings globally. The legal system is in crisis. Several jurisdictions have enacted emergency legislation requiring provenance certification for all digital evidence. This is now active battleground territory between forensic experts and adversarial AI. Electoral and political manipulation. The deployment of deepfakes in the 48 hours before elections, when there is insufficient time for fact-checking to operate, is now a documented attack vector used by state-level threat actors. The technical detection of synthetic media is now a national security concern in over 40 countries. Personal extortion. The non-consensual synthetic intimate imagery crisis has escalated to epidemic proportions. Attackers generate fabricated but photorealistic images of private individuals using a single photograph harvested from social media, then use these images for extortion. This crime requires minimal technical skill and maximum psychological damage. The legal framework is struggling to keep pace. The common thread across all of these vectors is the same: the weaponization of your trust and sensory experience. The attacker does not need to break your password. They need you to believe what you see and hear. That is the exploit. The forensic mindset. You cannot eliminate deepfakes. They will continue to improve. The attackers are well-resourced, adaptive, and patient. But you can change the cognitive architecture with which you engage with them. The forensic mindset is not paranoia. It is calibration. A forensic examiner does not panic at a crime scene. They do not trust first impressions. They apply methodology. They look for corroboration. They verify chain of custody before they act on any piece of evidence. This is now the required posture for navigating digital communication in 2026. You were taught from birth to trust your senses. That instinct was rational for the world you were born into. That world has ended. You are now operating in an environment where your senses can be deliberately, technically, economically spoofed by an adversary you will never meet. The update is not optional. The upgrade is the forensic mindset. Stay skeptical. Stay secure. This is your new normal. Your homework for Lesson 3. 1. Establish a pre-shared verbal code with your 3 closest professional contacts. 2. Watch 5 minutes of your own video calls recorded from the past month. Then watch AI-generated deepfake examples side by side. Train your eye on the boundary artifacts. 3. Propose the 2-channel rule to your team or manager as a standard operating procedure for any financial authorization above your company's wire threshold. In Lesson 4, we descend into the dark web and the underground data economy. We will show you what your compromised credentials are worth, how they are bought and sold within hours of a breach, and what you can do right now to audit your digital footprint. Hit the like button, subscribe, and check the description for the deepfake detection tools referenced in this lesson. I am your guide. Stay skeptical. Stay secure. I will see you in Lesson 4.